Welcome to Lewis, and Lewis, where we deliver engaging conversation about life and little things that make the world go round. From personal stories to thought-provoking discussions, we've got it all. Don't miss out on the fun and insights. Our shows are not scripted, and everything we say is from our personal point of view. If you like the show, please do not share it. Some things are better kept between us. So let's get started.
Wasn't it a saying for that about being prepared? Like if you're not prepared, or something like that shit.
I think we just use that in our day jobs.
What?
So it's the P's, right? So piss poor. Prior preparation prevents piss poor performance.
That's a
Oh,
lot.
maybe that's what I'm thinking of then, because I feel like it's a saying
It
for
is
not being prepared.
for not being prepared.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Um, I'm gonna be coughing every once in a while. I actually was in the last episode. I was gonna say, and I found out. I thought I had a pretty good immune system. Now I understand I'm a black man living in a white world, so I'm constantly exposed to different white man diseases. Rob, and so every time I come back from Chicago, I'm like sick. And I talked to my girl, Akuba, shout out, what's up, baby? And she told me, she's like, yeah, my ceiling's leaking. It's really bad. And I was like, oh, okay. And I didn't really pay much attention to it. She sent me pictures of it, and it's bad. It's like bowing and everything. And she's like, I think there's mold up here. I'm like, wait, it's probably black mold up there then, which is a really big deal. And the way the bed is underneath this leak is it's in the corner and it's leaking down. The leak is near the corner of the bed where I sleep because I sleep in the corner. And she's near the window with the fan blowing and all this ventilation. I'm just there sucking in all this black mold air. And then yesterday, when I came home from training, I came in from getting Popeyes. It's the opposite of training. But
That's a form of training.
Yeah, I have
go
these strange neighbors. And they came in. There's a reason. There's a connection between these two stories. I came in, and these two neighbors of mine were walking out, and they were walking out together, and they were watching me kind of drive off. And I came back, and I was kind of on and out throughout the night. And as I was about to get in my car and drive off again, they were staring through the window, like peeking through the blinds. I'm like, what the hell? This is kind of weird. So I backed up. And the lights kind of pointed towards them, and they went back in like little rats. And then I took off, came back, and then I got my groceries and came in. And as I was walking past their door, they opened the door up and stood there like the children of the corn and just stared at me as I walked by.
That's how you do it.
Yeah,
Show of force.
the fuck you mean?
Show of force.
Show of force.
Yeah.
Children of the corn. They'll fuck you up.
So
You were scared. Look at you talking about it right now.
I am talking
They was
about
doing
it
something.
because it's unusual. So it's either I didn't know whether they wanted to kill me or fuck me, but I don't like the idea of
You
doing
ne-
either one of those things.
Have you ever considered the thought they just wanted some chicken?
Didn't think about
See?
that.
See?
I thought there were better ways of asking for it instead of just staring at you. But I walked in and I told Akuba about it. I said, this weird thing happened tonight. And she said, it sounds like they want to either fuck you or kill you. And I was like, that's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, so either you come back to Chicago and the black mold kills you, or the white people kill you next door. So you're going to get killed by the white people or the black mold. And so it's...
So you chose
Wait. So let me ask you
Well,
this.
so far-
And I'm just wondering, how does mold work? Do it just sit there and do nothing?
No, it releases spores.
But I'm saying in general, just sit and just grow. It
Yeah,
don't like
it-
open
it-
the door
it-
and stand there and taunt you and do all that. So
What?
black mold is lazy?
No, Lewis is
It
efficient.
doesn't have to do any
It's
work.
efficient.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to work as hard.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
I think mold needs like what? 3 things like heat,
Moisture.
Moisture.
and
Like a dark space. I don't think it grows
Yeah.
in the sun.
No light.
Yeah.
so
Just like black people.
Well,
They don't grow in the sun.
what I would say, what I hear is that you just got a weak ass immune system. That's all I
Oh,
had.
Is that what you got from that story?
That's what I got. Because
So you're just gonna neglect the
unfortunately
fact.
had to have the experience or live in a place with black mold, and we didn't get sick.
You lived in a place with black mold
Yeah,
and you didn't
I
get
didn't-
sick?
No, we didn't get sick. And then when I found out, we bust the wall down. It just fucking grew. It was just all over the place.
Uh-huh.
And I think my sister lived in the house. She had black mold. She thought it was mushrooms. That's how bad it had grew out of the wall.
wow.
She was like,
That's pretty
did I
bad.
drop mushrooms on the floor? But no, and she didn't get sick.
So you just you like to pick details. So you're gonna ignore the fact that I have 2 white neighbors that may want to kill or fuck or both me. And
I
then,
don't usually.
there's black mold growing in a corner where I can't get any ventilation, and you picked out that I have a weak immune system.
I don't usually talk about things that always proves my point.
Oh,
So because I don't want to dwell on the fact that
you could be
serial killer-
wrong.
I'm never wrong.
Oh,
Never wrong.
I must have been
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yeah. It's weak.
Weak. I gotta have some weakness, I
Yeah,
guess.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my Achilles.
All right.
Well,
Lewis,
you know
what do
what?
we have?
He can use his weak hands
He can.
Barely have-
to
Oh,
pull
Barely
Charles
have
is
weak
turning.
hands, too.
All right, Charles.
Top
Pull us
See
something.
what the
for
topic
the day.
is. Hopefully, just Lewis shutting the fuck up.
Wait, which one?
Oh, here's really irony here. Coming
Don't
to
say-
work sick.
Oh!
I didn't choose this.
Wow.
God chose this.
He did.
He did.
Oh.
He did.
Yeah, he wants to shut you up too. Coming to work sick. What
Oh,
does everyone think about that?
Nice.
Mhm.
like this.
Yeah. You know, there's 2 different perspectives on this. This is the old school way. You know, your
Mhm.
parents and my parents was like,
Mhm.
no matter what, you take your asses to work.
Well, yeah.
Unless you're dying, you can't
well,
walk.
You got to think about it. They wasn't actually talking about the word. They was talking about the school. Because it's our parents telling us to go to school. You going to go to school sick. They just don't want us at fucking home.
I always watched my dad go to work sick.
Yeah.
He just like never stopped working.
I've never seen my dad sick.
You've never seen your
Never
dad.
Seen him with a cold. Never seen him sick. Nothing.
So
Uh,
I think this stems from whenever workplaces never gave you like sick days.
uh-huh.
So if you didn't go to work, you didn't get
You just
paid.
getting paid.
Oh.
And I don't think it's ever gone away in our mindset that, hey, we need to go to work all the time,
Mhm.
even if
Yeah.
we're sick.
Mhm.
So I don't
They-
think it's, but now we have, sick
You
days.
do have sick
yeah,
days.
you know,
Yeah.
or well, some people do.
Yeah.
Not every job gives you sick days, but
Not every job gives you sick days. Now, we did get the thing of like, oh, they used to specify school, right? Like I went to school no matter what.
right.
I went to school both way, uphill both ways.
That's right.
Which I guess in that sense, school would have had to been on a hill, and you go down both sides.
no,
of
it
the
had to be on the other side of the hill.
on the other side of the hill. That's right.
Yeah, that way.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so everybody lived on the other, went to school on the other side of the hill,
Mhm.
and they always tell you like, no matter what, I always went to school. Didn't
That's right.
matter, rain, sunshine, snow,
Yep.
and I assume the same thing for work because they just always work.
Yeah.
But now, ever since maybe COVID was the thing, it was the threshold
No,
where people were
before
like, don't
COVID.
fucking come to work sick.
No, before COVID.
Was it before
Yeah.
COVID?
Well, we had the flu. They would tell you about the flu too.
I don't know if I ever followed that.
I think not.
Oh, yeah, you are right. You don't follow it. You did not follow it.
That's right. You didn't follow that at all.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I was they blame the Chinese or bat or soup or whatever.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure I was the reason. I'm pretty sure if Scotland got it, I'm probably the reason why.
That's
Because at the
You brought
time, this is before COVID, the shutdown happened.
Mhm.
I was in Scotland at the time for work,
Sick.
and I was sick, and I was still working out. After work, I would go to the gym, and I was just sick, like blowing my nose and
Disrespectful.
stuff,
yeah.
and trying to like
That's
clean my
so
hands or whatever, but using the machinery and stuff.
Respectful.
And I'm pretty sure it was like ground zero for those people if they got it.
Ground zero. You were ground zero
Yeah.
for those people.
No.
Yeah, so-
yeah. Did you get it before you got there?
I got it before I went. I got
All right.
there.
So then you were ground zero. Then they.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
And
think you should.
maybe the people on the plane got it too. Both
Probably.
ways. Yeah,
Everybody you came in contact with.
everyone.
if you go to work sick, I think you should mask up. Even before COVID,
Oh,
people
yeah.
would still mask up.
Fuck, you don't believe in masks?
I don't
See-
get sick.
That's interesting that you say that. So I always thought, like when people were masking up,
Uh-huh.
I didn't realize that they were the one that was
Yeah,
sick.
they was the
I
ones
was
sick.
always thinking they
I
were
thought
trying
that
not to
too.
get something.
Nope.
And
Mhm.
yeah,
Yep.
So-
They were to keep you. They were being considerate
right.
of your health.
That's
Mhm.
right.
But Mr. Man here,
Lewis,
and it wasn't even like
yeah.
let me be respectful. It was just like we working in the cabinet.
Lewis, I'm gonna call bullshit on this. That you actually care about how many people I get sick. Because let me say this.
All right.
In
all
the
right.
right circumstances,
Mhm.
you would weaponize my sickness
I
to
would.
get other people sick.
I would.
If somebody was paying you, it would be beneficial and you would use it to
I
your
would.
benefit.
Yes.
So if I got 100 people sick, you'd be like, oh man, that just happened.
That's
'Cause
100
that's you.
What's the Petri jars? It's
Petri
100 Petri jars.
Jars?
Petri dish.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've
Same
never heard
thing.
of a petri jar. No.
Yeah, petri dish.
Yeah,
What
Petri
the
dish.
fuck is a petri jar?
Same thing.
It is not the same thing.
Well, when you do a Petri dish,
Uh-huh.
you're doing a small amount. When you're doing a jar, you're dangerous. You're dangerous. You're doing
dangerous.
something.
You
Yeah.
fill up the whole
Yeah.
jar. That's
Yeah.
how much bacteria you use.
So are you in the medical field?
I don't talk about that.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
But yeah, I don't think you should come to work sick.
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
I'm not looking at you and saying that you, Lewis, should
Uh-huh.
not come to work sick.
You don't think
I'm
I
saying people.
People.
People
Anybody.
in
You should
general.
not come to work sick.
Yeah.
I think it.
And if you do, mask up.
That's right, and I think companies don't want you to come and get everybody else sick.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're not productive.
Doesn't it sound?
But that's
It sounds.
cares about the company?
conflicting sometimes, though, doesn't it?
what's that?
Think about it though. Like if we have an outage and people
Oh.
are sick,
Yeah.
nobody tells you not to come to work. Nobody
Not
really
until-
says.
well, with
not
COVID,
to
Not
come
until
to
you get
work.
sick.
Huh?
No, actually they do. I talked to HR when I thought I had COVID, right?
Mhm.
And I said, hey, I'm sick. You want me to stay home? And she said, treat it the way you do flu now.
Mhm.
If you're sick to where you are contagious, she said, stay home.
Mhm.
If you're okay, then come to work.
Yeah.
So it's still a policy.
Yeah, HR is supposed to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They
but I'm
truly
just saying
believe that, right?
there is no.
But okay, so I'm saying like the people who are working out in the field, a lot of times there's a different culture between HR and the people who are actually doing the work. And I'm not saying that's the same in our company
Yeah.
or where in our department, but a lot of times they're like,
I'm saying
Don't
if
be
it
a
was,
bitch.
you think people would care?
Huh?
Because you didn't.
"What?
Huh?
I'm trying to get the job done, bro."
But no.
But everybody in the department, I heard, I don't care. You know, besides maybe Aaron.
No.
Everyone's like, I don't get sick. I'm like,
I-
oh, well, you guys don't get sick, then don't fucking come to work.
I hear what you're saying because I did work with someone and they came to work sick and they got me sick.
Yeah.
I thought you
So-
said you don't get sick.
Sometimes. Sometimes it happens.
Sometimes you get sick.
I'm sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You got a whole ass swole leg. That's
yeah,
sick.
that's not sick though.
That's sick.
That's a reaction.
What is your definition to being sick?
No. That's a
Your leg ain't supposed to swell up.
That's a
randomly,
reaction to my
Negro.
awesomeness.
To your awesomeness.
My body can't retake
It
it.
can't
So
take it all.
It's swelling up.
I
and
thought
trying
it
to
was,
come out.
I thought it was water
Yeah.
retention, not
No,
awesomeness.
Awesomeness.
It wasn't.
Awesome juice.
Awesome
That's what it
juice.
is.
Oh my God.
And that's the reason why you said I should be chopped up and sent to be studied.
To a lab. You know what I think they'll
Awesome
find,
juice.
Lewis, when they do that?
What's that?
I think they'll find out that you suck at pronouncing words and that you had a lot of water retention in your leg.
I'm good at what I do though.
And they're just going to take your body parts and then throw
Bring
it
them
in
out?
fertilizer.
Wait, if
And
you
then
don't mind me
nothing's gonna
asking,
grow.
what do you think they are? You think like white scientists or black scientists?
The scientists who are going to chop you
Because I
up?
feel like they're serial killers.
They're serial
Not just to
killers.
go back to that.
Aren't you dead already?
Oh.
Well, I just think sickness is like when you around people. So I know with the COVID situation, that was a snafu because they took it too far and they didn't know what to do. And
Yeah.
I think if everybody would have just mind their own business, and if you were sick, you mask up when you went out, everybody would have been fine.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you do with the flu. Like when you
Mhm.
get the flu and you're going out in the world, you typically supposed to throw on the mask.
You know, the mask policy was really weird during this COVID. I remember when I was still training, I was doing martial arts and stuff,
Mhm.
and we had to wear masks because if they had some, I don't know who was checking this,
Yeah,
but they would
who's-
send like
yeah.
agents in, and they would, if they saw you, they would like find your location or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's
Oh,
people
bogus.
going around checking it, and we had to all be masked up.
Mm-hmm.
So we were masked up, but it was like summer and it's hot, and we
Yeah.
were training, and we had these masks on and drenched in sweat. And I'm like, is this really still effective? Or are we just doing this just to appease somebody else?
Well, my
Yeah.
4 medical
what I mean?
degrees.
Yes.
4 of them?
It is.
Yeah.
It's 4.
What were
It's
they
four.
in?
4.
What do they do?
I don't count the other 2, so
You
I don't
just-
say 6.
Yo.
Too pretentious. I just say 4. So, it's just to keep from going out. That's all.
Mhm.
If your mask is wet, doesn't matter. Just long as the particles can't get airborne.
Doesn't the water though affect that? I don't know how. I
How
feel
would
like
it?
it would.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't?
No.
Oh.
No.
You studied this?
You would have a hole if you had a hole
6
in your
degrees.
mask.
6 degrees.
6.
That's right. Is that?
Is that? Oh, right.
Yeah.
6 medical degrees.
That's right.
Give or take.
Yeah.
Give or take.
SME.
That's right. Subject matter expert.
So yeah, if you had all it is just to keep the germs from going airborne.
Hmm.
Does nothing else. So if it's wet, if it's dry, a filter is still a filter.
Filter is still a filter.
Yes.
Pretty sure.
Unless there's a hole in it.
So
Or
I'm-
would you agree or disagree?
I'm pretty sure you can lessen the effectiveness of a filter if you change the conditions of it. Now, if a filter's supposed to be dry and
the dog drinking water over there.
That's what I was laughing at too. The dog's getting. He's like.
So go ahead.
Well, I thought you could change the effectiveness of a filter. If it's meant to be dry and you get it wet, it's no longer an effective filter.
So if you are breathing out your mouth, is that not moisture that's coming out your mouth, which is going to cause wetness, right?
It's going to cause
Yeah,
us
what's
a
wetness?
certain amount of wetness.
There you go.
Okay,
There you
okay,
go.
let's try this. What if your air filter in your home got wet, drenched?
How would it get wet? Is it designed for that? That's something completely different.
It's not designed for that. That's
We're
my
talking
point.
about masks.
What? Your mask is
You
meant to
can't,
be dry.
you can't say, hey, the flavor of chicken is good, but I think beef. We're talking about chicken right now. We're not talking about beef.
It's a filter. They're both filters.
No,
They're
it-
all filters.
You
Filter
don't
out
wear,
particulate.
You don't wear your
Just
house
because you
filter on your
don't, just
face.
because you don't have it on your face doesn't mean it's not doing the same
It's
thing.
not. It's not the same thing.
How many more degrees?
The
do you have?
micron level is different.
The micron level is different.
Yes.
What does that mean, Lewis?
That you don't know about filters?
No, tell me
How do
what.
filters
Tell me
work?
what you think that means.
Okay, so filters work on micron level. So it's the amount of mesh that allows particles to pass through.
Okay, fair. Okay,
You feel like you got it now?
I got it.
All right.
I had it.
Why do you think I don't know anything? You really think I don't know anything?
So you're saying that an air filter works different than a filter that you put on your face?
Yes.
It does.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
how?
of the micron level.
Because of the micron level.
Yes.
So just
It
because
is-
it
it's
filters
built-
out a different amount means that it works differently in terms of the amount of moisture that
And
it
it's
gets
built
on it.
it's built to work with air.
It's built to work with air. What
Yes.
do you think you breathe out?
But there's also moisture in
There's
your mouth.
moisture in your
So they
home,
designed
too.
that. They designed that filter.
Uh-huh.
It's not the same amount of moisture coming out your mouth
Mm-hmm.
that floats through the air.
Really?
Yes.
What about a humid day
A humid day
in Brazil?
in Brazil.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Or
I've never
Florida,
been to Brazil.
Or Florida.
Never been deep.
You've never
in
been
Florida.
to deep in Florida?
I've only been to the Panhandle.
It gets pretty humid, actually. It gets pretty humid in Florida.
Okay, but what
Your
mask?
house filter is exposed to a high level of humidity.
So you saying that a house filter work like a face mask? Then?
I'm saying that it works on the same principle.
So what's the fight here then?
I'm saying that they're both not supposed to be covered in water.
But it works.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work the same.
I know you're looking at me.
You just said
I was like, I don't want any part of this.
That's right. I don't know. Is it,
okay.
I'm not a filter expert.
Let's break this down. So
Mhm.
you said a house filter
Mm-hmm.
is meant to filter air and moisture,
Yeah,
but it's
to an
not
extent.
meant to be wet.
Over a certain amount of wetness.
Motherfucker.
I'm saying if you drench
Not
your house,
meant to be wet, and a
Right.
certain amount of moisture is two different things.
it's not meant to have over a certain amount of moisture on it, or else it'll lose effectiveness. That's my point.
so I'm going to throw a wrench in there. So
Uh-huh.
if I was underwater,
Uh-huh.
would you be able to? Would the water filter anything on top?
Would it filter?
It
if you're
won't
wearing
filter
a
anything.
mask?
It bounce it off, right? I mean, oh wait, am I? Well, hopefully I'm wearing a mask underwater.
Uh-huh. I
'Cause
mean,
I
if,
need
you,
to
if you're
breathe.
scuba,
Yeah.
yeah.
But if I have a barrier of water
Mhm.
between me and COVID,
A
Is-
barrier of water.
yeah, is it
Uh-huh.
going to get through?
May. I'm not sure.
Wait.
You might have a certain amount of viral load get through the water.
Get through the water.
It
Can I
could.
talk to your professors? How
Which
the
ones?
fuck you got your degrees? I don't have as many degrees as you, and I know that shit ain't gonna
You
fucking
just
work.
told me you have 6 degrees.
No, those are
Give or
medical
take.
degrees. These are I'm talking about physics and shit like you do.
You have to learn physics from
But what
medical.
I'm saying, you just
Are you nullifying his? Are you questioning his degrees?
A little bit.
no what I'm,
Does he have to?
A little bit.
But what I'm saying is that like you say these things,
Mhm.
and then the rest of the time you sit there and prove yourself wrong. I don't know if you noticed that.
I want you
Like
to.
you have these things that you say, and then the rest of the topic or the rest of the conversation, you sit here and prove the other person's point by trying to bring up all this shit, and you never prove your point.
I
'Cause
want you to.
You just proved my point.
To put on a
and you
filter
prove-
mask
Okay.
that is extremely wet with water and see how effective it is.
It's gonna probably be harder for you to breathe.
It's probably going to be a lot harder for you to breathe.
Oh, it's pretty effective because it just kills you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It is, I guess. in
Unless
that
it's like
sense.
waterboarding.
Oh yeah, then it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I guess in that sense, I
Then-
can
then
level
you-
with Rob here.
Yeah, then you
If you're dead, there's no
There's
virus, I guess.
no, then you have to burn the body.
And you have to burn the body.
Body. But I just don't think you. I'm hard pressed to feel like you don't know how a filter really works.
I don't know how a filter
Yes, or really, like you have these concepts.
works. Uh-huh.
Let me rephrase this. You have the definition of a filter, but you think they work on a certain principle that you don't quite understand.
Lewis,
And you explain these principles,
we have the internet
and then you like,
at our
oh
fingertips.
my God.
Why
Yes,
don't we go
we
ahead
do.
and check to see if the effectiveness of an air filter goes down if it's extremely wet with water?
That's not what I said. You
What did you say?
are you know what?
What did
You
you
like the
say?
goalpost move. You move the goalposts every time. I think you
Louis,
hear yourself
you
and
want
you
to-
figure out that shit that's wrong. Let me move the goalpost a little bit.
Lewis.
So first it was moisture from your mouth,
Uh-huh.
and now is
I said
fucking wet.
No. What
Because
I
we were
gave-
talking
no,
about air moisture.
I gave you an example. I said when I was training, we had these masks on and we were drenched with sweat. And the mask got drenched with sweat as well. So it's like we took the mask and dipped it in water and we still had to keep it on our face. And I'm
Okay.
saying it's the same thing. It's not that effective. It's the effectiveness is worn down because it's drenched with water. That's the same thing.
Louis, what does the internet say?
Is he Lewis? You're Lewis middle name, right?
That's
so
right.
you're
I'm-
Lewis too.
I'm Lewis
Yeah,
too. That's
I
why
said
Lu-
Louis with
so,
an E.
So anybody that's
I'm Lewis with
Oh.
an E too.
yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
But anybody who's looking at the title of our podcast would see Lewis. That's
Lewis.
his first
Yeah,
name.
First name Lewis.
Lewis is my middle name.
Middle name
That's the
Lewis.
second Lewis,
Second.
and yours is the
Third.
last name.
Third name.
Yes.
Lewis.
There you go.
Yeah.
Last name.
Now they know.
Now they
Now
know.
they know.
Mhm.
And you're the fourth,
I'm
The
the
fourth.
fourth.
but you're the third.
But I'm
in
the
our-
third here.
That's right.
I carry many numbers.
An air filter removes particles and impurities from the air.
Okay.
That's the definition.
Got to ask the right questions.
Yeah, I guess so.
Maybe there's an air
How
filter
about this?
professional in the audience.
Will a face mask still work at preventing germs when wet?
I think it
By
will.
Sweat.
All
I
right.
know it will.
I
When
mean,
it's
He's the only one that don't know
Okay,
it will. We trying to prove it to him. That's what we're doing right now. We're trying to tell him that it still will work. That's what
Okay.
we're working on right now.
All right, that's what we're working
Yes.
That's what we're working on.
He don't understand filters.
on. Okay, so that's what we're going to look up.
Yes.
If it's
Yeah.
drenched with water.
So it says the CDC. Here we go. This is a great question because this is one that came up.
Came up.
Do the health experts recommend that you change your mask if it gets wet? Yes, and here's why. Do not. Okay, so yes is the answer. That's it. That's all they said. Just said yes. I'm
But
like,
see,
I wonder why though.
But okay, so
Okay.
now you treading. Whoo,
ooh,
whoo. Because I
Come on with
just
something.
had a moment
Give me
because
something.
now you're treading on common sense. If
Uh-huh.
your fucking mask get wet, change it, dumbass.
That's right.
But why?
Common sense.
What's the common sense for though?
You want to walk around with a wet mask?
Why would I walk around with a wet mask though?
Oh, you the dumbest motherfucker.
Yeah.
Common
Oh,
sense.
I'm gonna go a little deeper.
Why?
I'll see
Because
what-
it's
Oh,
uncomfortable.
he going deeper.
I'm gonna
So
shoot-
why do you think? Why do you think you wouldn't walk around? Like assuming
I don't want to
non-common
walk
sense.
around with a wet mask on my
Okay,
face.
but why?
Just like if I'm coming
What
in
about in an
out the
emergency
rain.
situation? You got a wet mask on, and you have the choice of changing it, but you're say in a rush or something. Would you just keep it on because it's like, well, I just need to filter out this, or I should just change it out real quick?
How hard do you think it is to change the face mask?
Pretty easy, I imagine.
Right, I would just change it
But why?
because it's wet.
What
it's
are the
uncomfortable.
reasons? That's the only reason.
Yes.
That's the only
It's
reason.
wet. It's wet.
Here we go. Here we go. High levels of humidity have been shown to mitigate severity of the flu, and it may be applicable to the severity of COVID through similar mechanisms. High levels of humidity can limit the spread of virus.
So it makes it better.
Actually makes it better.
Can limit the spread of virus.
No, can't. Yeah, it can limit the. So humidity can limit.
Okay, so let me ask another question here. We have conflicting
Wait.
information.
Let's call it. I'm
no,
gonna
we
point
have-
this out. Hold on.
We have
moving the
conflict-
goalpost.
We have conflicting information here. They're
Yes.
saying change the mask,
If
when
it
it
Common
gets
gets
wet,
sense.
but humidity can mitigate.
So it's not a fully wet mask.
Right.
So a saturated wet mask is you change your mask, but
Mhm.
humidity in the mask can help.
Humidity in the mask can help.
Yeah.
Okay. So why should we change the mask if it's soaked?
I guess that's the question.
I guess that's the question.
Yeah. Because I don't want a wet mask.
I
on
want a
my
wet
face.
You don't want a
Yes.
wet mask.
Who wants a wet mask?
The CDC says
It
yes.
doesn't have to do with the CDC.
So the CDC is saying to you, change your mask because
it's
it's
wet.
uncomfortable.
That's right.
That's what the
Sure,
CDC
that's-
is telling us.
it's the CS.
You're reading through the lines because it didn't actually say that, but
Mhm.
it
It's
just
the
says
CS.
It's CS.
Yes. The common sense.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
That's all it is. Wet mask.
Wet mask.
It's no different. Will your clothes function any different if they all drenched? No, it'll still cover you, but it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So you change them.
yeah.
Yeah. So
But-
I think the main thing here is it's harder to breathe through a wet mask.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't disagree with that. I
Yeah.
never said it wasn't. I just said it does not become ineffective.
It's not effective if you have to breathe through it. Okay. Let's level with you should change your wet mask.
Common
Yes,
sense.
common sense.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Common sense.
Common sense.